This is one of GTA 3's longest records. I've been steadily improving for 6 months at this point, which led to this run. This is a disaster, but there is a happy ending. Where we left off, I've been rapidly improving while competing against one of the greatest GTA 3 players. And this is how it turned out.
Get this thing airborne! You big subject!
This run would put me in second place, tied with Kamix. Once again, I was stared down the long road between first and second, but this time, things would be a little different.
Get this thing airborne! You want the chain?
My journey was not going to come to an end so soon. I wouldn't know at the time, but there was a lot more work for me to do. Despite the advantage of having Mega Enters and Jacks on my side, I was going up against a really good run. I could not slip up in the endgame. My back wouldn't be against the wall quite yet, as there is another strat that I've yet to mention that could help me secure a really good endgame. I mentioned before about Replay Dito and how it was the most difficult strat in the category. Before this, there was a neat setup that could be done to speed up a later mission. Before on a Dito, during the downtime, you can scout for a car at Newport and glitch it. To glitch a car means to interrupt the carjack animation with the use of replays. This will make the car not despawn no matter how many cars I enter afterwards. We would then buy weapons, park the car at this exact spot, and damage it close to being on fire. Later on during the mission, Espresso to go, we would get out, snipe the car, and it would remotely destroy the stall that's parked right next to it. Oh, this is such a neat strat. What happens to— oh, right. With the inclusion of the Replay Dito strat in the any % route, the Espresso to go snipe would be dropped because Replay Dito requires you to make a replay of you picking up packages and making it back to the mission end before the 6th package drops. There's just not nearly enough time to fit all of these strats into one mission. The 40 seconds that Replay Dito saved compared to the 9-second E2G snipe saved made this a no-brainer. But what if you can actually do both of these strats? Enter Molly Salvatore. On the mission Sayonara Salvatore, you are given a time where Salvatore will make his exit from the Luigi's Club in order to assassinate him. If you search on YouTube for this mission, you will see lots of creative ways that players decide to go about killing Salvatore. Normally, we wait outside the back door, shoot the line of Mafia guys, and run over Salvatore with our car. However, we don't need a gun in order to kill the line of Mafia guys. We can even use Molotov cocktails. Not only will this take care of the Mafia guys, but will also kill Salvatore through the walls. This strat on its own isn't really special, nor is it any faster than killing him the normal way. It is all in the time before it. When first entering the mission, we make a beeline to this spot, but we have to wait until a specific time on the clock to collect the rampage. This is to be in sync with the duping of the next mission. After this, we drive to the alternate location for the same rampage, since if you fail a rampage in this game, the location for the rampage will be moved somewhere else. We then go to ammunition to swap the rockets out for an Uzi, since you can't mega jump with rockets, and then drive to Luigi's Club and wait for Salvatore to— oh. As you can tell, there is quite a bit of downtime during this mission, something that at one point a drop in the ocean had, so naturally we want to get rid of that. Through sheer determination, Chibu tried to come up with a way to overlap some of the things that we normally do during a mission while also having enough time to set up a vehicle for E2G. That sounds improbable, or so we thought. The story goes, we mega jump up to the bridge, mega jump to this doorway where Malta Rampage is located, save a replay, mega jump back to where we started and grab a car. Then we find a suitable vehicle to glitch. Shoot it once with a sniper rifle, start the rampage at the right time, park the car in the usual spot, then throw a few Molotovs at it. Drive over to Portland and make a Rockets replay and continue as normal, but with Molotovs. This strat in its infancy was quite a development. But the route would be perfected enough for attempts, and on the 28th of October, Chibu would finish a 1 hour and 3 second time during an offline attempt. Unfortunately, he was unable to pull off the E2G snipe setup, which would have been something that would give him a fighting chance of beating the record. Suddenly, there's a little bit of added pressure. Luckily, for all the time that I've been getting back into the game, I've gotten a new PB within a few weeks of the last. We've already established that Anti's run stood for as long as it did because it was a really good run, but it's also because he did so well when everything was going so right. Having so many things go right is the biggest challenge at this level of play, and no top runner was willing to go through that. But I can at least try to. At this point, I would have an underwhelming 103.09 on the leaderboard, a time that would not only be in second place, but 20 seconds away from the record. I did nothing with it. Eventually, top runners were getting better and better times, leaving me in the dust. Now we were heading towards 1 hour. GTA 3 being beaten in under an hour had become a running joke. Top runners were already privy to the very real possibility of sub 1. One of these runners would be Anti, where you'd famously beat the Vice City No SSC record in less than 24 hours after doing some 90% runs. 20 of them in a row. I mean, it would be 1 hour and 51 second run, fastest run ever done with Race Route. In typical Anti fashion, 24 hours later, he would finish a 1 hour and 25 second run.
You did it, man!
Greatest achievement to date. Some developments would eventually bring this run back to Earth, called Mega Inters and Mega Jacks. This is a frame-perfect strat. That is, until a second variant of the two strats were discovered. If you're lucky, you can get a taxi right away. He struggles to get a taxi and spends a lot of time spawning. Doesn't get that ammo. You have the potential to be 30 seconds ahead.
I know a place on the edge of the red light district where we can lay low. My hands are all messed up, so you better drive, brother.
in Cedar Grove have been coming to terms with the emotional aftermath of a full-blown war that hit the area yesterday.
Get this thing airborne!
Bam, bitch! Let's fucking go!